God, you have blessed us with memory, reason, and skill. Help us to use them wisely in the service of our town government. We ask this in thy holy name, amen. Just look at the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I thank you all for coming. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address us in public forum?
I was hoping we could get Jane to do a little update on the celebration so that everybody knows what's going on so far.
We can do that too in a minute. Scott, I believe?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, I can do this now, or if you have other business you want to take care
Well, I
of.
know Jane wants to.
I won't take long.
Okay, go ahead,
I
Jim.
just want to bring everybody up to speed as far as our celebration on the 17th of August, where we're celebrating the 225th anniversary of the founding of the town of Champlain. We have a lot of events planned. We have a lot of speakers that should be showing up. And at 5 o'clock, the Gibson brothers have been contracted to perform at the town of Champlain. And it's a free concert to anybody that wants to participate. It's a great day. 225 years of being the town of Champlain is something that you and I won't ever see again. But anybody who wants to come and volunteer, we're more than happy. We need a lot of help. We have a lot of things in place so far. The advertising will be going out probably the next couple weeks. Just like to thank everybody that's been, town board is very supportive. But we plan on doing a good job. We have a stand cancellation that's going to take place, a wayside panel that's going to be put in place, historic marker in the village of Champlain. The History Center will have 2 exhibits, one on Sheridan and then one with, I believe the artist's name was Lalonde, who was a former Champlain resident. So there's a lot of activities going on. The village of Champlain, I believe, will be having some kind of a ice cream social. Champlain Telephone Company will have open house that day. So it is a Champlain day, and I hope people will come and enjoy and see what we have to offer. Okay?
Thank you.
Also, it's the town-wide yard sale.
That's right, too. And this was the whole beginning of this thing, was the town-wide yard sale. People are encouraged to call Julie, tell them where they're located, what they have for sale. Maps will be prepared, and they can pick them up probably the day before. And that starts early in the morning. So any other questions that you might have, you can call the town office, 298-8160, and talk to either Julie or myself. Okay? Very good, gentlemen.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Jane.
Go ahead, Scott.
Thank you very much, Mr. Supervisor. Gentlemen of the board, I'm Scott Allen. I'm your consultant working on the zoning amendment and rewrite for you. And I come here tonight just to give you a little update where we are. 3 things basically I'd like to talk to you about. Number 1, I want to tell you what we need from you. Number 2, I'll go back and just cover a little bit briefly about how we got here. And then thirdly, I'll go over the details with you a little bit more about what we need. Basically, what we need from you is to, at your August meeting, is to schedule a public hearing for your September meeting. That'll provide for 30 days notice to the public so that we can have a public hearing on the draft rewritten zoning ordinance. So to just kind of recap how we got here, I'm going to just grab something out of my briefcase here, go along with this, and I know you guys all want more paper, so I got something for you. So what we did basically back at your June meeting, just a little over a year ago, you appointed the Zoning Amendment Advisory Committee. We've been calling it the ZAC. And the Zoning Amendment Advisory Committee, there are a few members here, Mr. Tatro, Mr. West, and Mr. Seekman, along with some others that you appointed. as well. Met on a number of occasions, I think about 11 times or so. And went over the zoning ordinance word by word, essentially. And the ZAC basically, concluded its part of the preparing the draft in May. Okay. And then on June 13th, we held a joint meeting of the planning board and the zoning board to look at the draft and to make their official determinations on whether or not they wanted to forward it on to you as a town board, because the final decision on the matter rests with you as the town board. Unfortunately, the June 13th meeting, we did not have a quorum of the planning board. We did have a quorum of the zoning board, so the zoning board did adopt a resolution to basically forward the draft onto you. July 4th was a holiday, was the time of the regular planning board meeting, but since it was a holiday, the planning board meeting will be meeting on July 11th. So I will go to the July 11th meeting Thursday night and ask the planning board to make a similar finding that the zoning board did, basically accepting the draft and recommending to you that you accept the draft as well. And we also last Wednesday night, we went before the county planning board under the 239M referral and had the county planning board act on the draft, and they approved the draft that they reviewed. Okay, so I'm just going to pass this around to you. I don't know if you want this or not, just to receive, but I'll make a copy of it. What I have here is some documentation that basically outlines the steps that we've taken so far. Basically, it includes the official act and so forth. The first one is your Julie provided a copy of the resolution that you adopted on June 12th, appointing your ZAC. Following that document, and these are basically in chronological order. The oldest is on top, and kind of runs through the process. I two-hole punched it, put a clip in the top. So as we get more official documents, we'll attach it right to this binder in the back. So the next thing you'll see in the package is the minutes of each of the ZAC meetings that were held. This is the last one. Should be meeting number 11. That was held in May. And then following that is the resolution I referred to. It was adopted by the Zoning Board of Appeals, referring the matter to you. And then the last document that we have so far is the County Planning Board, 239M referral, their approval. So the next thing we'll be looking for is a motion by the Planning Board to recommend approval for you. And then what I would like to do at some point in time is get this draft posted on your website so that the public has a chance to view it on your website. And I'm going to pass out the draft to you now. And I just ask you to do a little homework. Spare time, you can go through this document that I handed out first. So as your constituents ask you questions, you'll have a little background on what's occurred today. And you'll also have a copy of the draft. The way to read this draft is you go through it, and if you see words that are stricken or lined through them, those are the words that we're proposing being removed. And if you see words that are underlined, those are new words that would go in the final document. So that's how you, everything is here. The old ordinance is right here. But if anything's being removed, stricken through, new language is underlined. And that's the way you tell what was there and what's being changed. And in the back of it is the proposed revised zoning map. Zach spent a great deal of time consolidating some of the districts that you had. And those were old ordinance, there were, I think, close to 20 some odd different zoning districts. Many of those have been consolidated. I think we're down to, I guess about 10 or 11 districts now or so. My appreciation of working with the fine committee that you appointed. A few of them aren't here tonight, but it's been a pleasure working with them. And we still have a few steps to go. Just to outline those again. At some point, we do want to get the draft posted on your website. We want the planning board to adopt a motion at their Thursday night meeting, basically giving their advisory opinion that they're pleased with the draft. And we would like you at your August meeting to not only schedule a public hearing for the following month, but we also like you to review a SEEKR, State Environmental Quality Review, full environmental assessment form, which we'll prepare. And we'll ask you to determine that the project has, we'll ask you to adopt a negative declaration for SEEKR, basically one that says that this is not going to require an environmental impact statement. Okay. It is a type 1 action. Whenever you amend these zoning ordinances on this scale, it is a type 1 action for the purposes of SEEKR. But we don't feel in many other communities as well that rewrite your zoning ordinances don't usually require an environmental impact statement. So you can officially declare at your August meeting that it's a type 1 action, and adopt a negative declaration for the purposes of SEEKR. And then you can go ahead and schedule your public hearing for the following month. Okay, that'll take 30 days of notice. So we want to immediately post some information on that there is a public hearing. We want the public to be aware of that public hearing as much as possible. I don't know if you have a bulletin board here, we can place those kind of notices. They'll need to go in the newspaper. What I would like to do is do another press release to the Press Republican. I think you have one in here, the last one that we
Meeting, Scott, so the August meeting, the board has to do the SEEKR?
Yes,
The August meeting.
at the August meeting, the board will.
So we're gonna
will
have
do
to
SEEKR.
advertise that for the August meeting, correct?
Well,
Because I know for planning and zoning, we have to advertise the SEEKR before they do that.
well, I don't believe you have to advertise specifically for a SEEKR determination. Your board, your meeting is advertised. Everyone knows that there's a town board meeting. Okay, as long as you're not going to an environmental do an environmental impact statement. Okay, you don't need to publish a notice that there's specifically a SEEKR hearing going on. You can adopt SEEKRs at any time you want, basically, without notice. But we do, for that public hearing, we do want it to be well publicized, fairness to the public. Your bulletin board, as I said, I'll do a press release similar to the one you have in this packet. Clip in the top, August 3rd. Press Republican put it under their own interest, and it was basically said the Champlain Town Council passed a resolution appointing the zoning amendment advisory committee to oversee the rewrite, so on and so forth. With your permission, I'll prepare a similar press release that can be published in the newspaper, the Press Republican, and I think the North Country one. I think they may have run that too. So with your permission, I will see that another release gets put in there announcing the public hearing. Assuming that at your August meeting, if you do schedule a public hearing, you're all going to have a chance to look at this, but for any reason you feel that it is premature to hold that public hearing in September, that's fine, you can reschedule it. But soon after that August meeting, if you do decide to go ahead and hold your public hearing, you get a release from the paper, press release. You'll have to also publish notice in the legals for that public hearing. I believe, and let me check on that word, but I believe we're going to need to notice that at least 10 days prior in your newspaper.
So the public hearing in September is for them to approve the changes?
The public hearing in September is for public comment, okay? And, that's the type of hearing that you may want to impose certain conditions upon it. You may say, all speakers please sign in, and only those people that are signed in get the opportunity to speak. You may want to limit public, each speaker's comments to 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you feel is adequate. You can conduct it as by the normal public hearing rules that are normally associated with public hearing. And then if you decide to close that public hearing after you've received comment, you can then do a couple of things. You can recommend for the VAC reconvene, look at some things, make some suggestions to them as to, if you want any changes made to the wording. You can direct me to do it. I prefer that you probably direct the ZAP to reconvene so that we can all go over the language together of any changes. Or you can decide at that time to officially adopt the revision, the draft, in which case we would then move on to the local law process. We would adopt the local law, and it's probably going to occur in October, so that Tom Renee is your counsel?
For the zoning.
For zoning, how about Tom Ward? Bill Fabro? I'm not sure when you last adopted a local law. Did Bill help you out on that?
Bill does help.
Yeah.
On your local law adoption, so we'll get with Bill and have him prepare a local law.
So each one of these changes then would have to be a local law?
No. You can adopt a local law to accept the entire thing.
Okay, so when I advertise that though, I just put it in as all the zoning amendments, I don't list
No,
each one separately?
No, it's
So-
one zoning amendment. It's the amended zoning law. The amended, rewritten zoning.
So if people have questions, then they're gonna have to come in and see what exactly the changes are then?
That's why I'm suggesting that we get this document, the one in the binder there, the draft, we get this up on your website. And then
Just as it's written here.
Now, is that something you're
Unless-
gonna do, or you want us to do that?
I have talked with your website, your webmaster, and I can't recall her name.
Donna.
Donna from the library?
Yes.
That's the point?
Yeah.
Donna. I've spoken with her and she's aware, I guess we can do it. I'd like to give you the opportunity between now and August to look at the draft. And then at your August meeting, if you decide to hold a public hearing, then I'd like to, the next day, to go to Donna, just stick this up on the website, we'll start advertising, and give the public ample notice that there is a public hearing. Come to the September meeting.
You don't feel we should hold a public meeting the public hearing by itself rather than a meeting night?
Entirely up to you.
Well, this is
Entirely up to you.
If they're gonna change the law, we're gonna have, I'm gonna assume we're gonna have plenty of people here. That'd be hard to run a meeting that night and the public hearing.
That's entirely up to you.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
we'd like to hold-
wanna give the people time to voice their opinions, and I don't feel that on a regular meeting night, that would probably work well.
Certainly up to you.
That's a good idea, John.
So, excuse me, Scott, but, so you said with the crossed out, that means it's out of there,
That's
and
what
if
was
it's
in there.
underlined,
That's new.
it's new, okay, thank you.
In fact, you know, if you want, and I don't know if we had a discussion on this, if you want to get the thing up on the website in its current condition, we can do that too. If you want to give the public longer time to look at it, you know, I'll leave it up to you. If you want time to review it first, the changes, we can wait till after your August meeting.
I personally, I like the idea about putting it up early, because if people have any heartburn with any of this, it gives them time to approach us, and we can gather our thoughts before we take any action. I know, I've been approached by numerous people about the travel trailers.
Oh, yes, the travel trailer.
And I don't know if you guys have rectified that or not,
No, it's in there.
or, you know, appease the folks that had issues with it or not. I'm not sure where that stands. I haven't been approached by somebody in a little bit of time, but I know a while back, I was approached by quite a few residents, both village and town residents.
Now, in the packet I handed out, to put on clip on the minutes of our ZAC meetings, you will see who attended the meetings. We were very happy to have several members of the public attend some of our meetings. And we asked them to sign in, and we took attendance and put their names at each meeting they attended. And as you read through, you'll see some of the discussion that was had, and so forth. But yeah, that was one of the issues that received probably the most amount of discussion.
I think when we put this in the paper to advertise, we should indicate that it's on the website for people to review it.
Yeah, I would certainly put that in the notice, that it's on the website, and if for any reason, anyone doesn't have access to a computer or something like that, we certainly want to make it available. I'll make up some additional copies to leave here. If you run out, we'll make up more, so certainly want every member of the public to have access to the document.
Yes, the consensus is to put it up on the website as soon as possible. Then.
That's my thought. I don't know how you guys
That's my
feel.
problem.
All right, I'll get a hold of Donna at the library this week. Okay, and we'll work on getting it on the website. And as I said, Thursday night, I'll go to the planning board meeting, ask them, for their motion, resolution, forward it on to you. Like I said, you have the final say in it, require a vote at some point in time. There's certainly opportunity to amend it. It's not driving down anybody's throat, going through the process according to the town law requirements, public meeting law.
So I assume the changes that were made are the language is based on what is out in other communities?
Yeah, that was one of the things we did during our ZAC meeting. If we had a question come up, we would look to several other zoning ordinances in the area to find precedent. We look at a lot of other zoning ordinances to say, how do they deal with it in this town? Yep. And that kind of thing.
Very good.
We look at a lot of other zoning ordinances.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time and the committee's time. The committee put a lot of time in on this.
Absolutely.
We're well aware of that. We thank them for their effort.
Yeah, could I say something?
Yes.
He mentioned 11 meetings, but we've been at this for 3 or 4 years.
Neglected to mention that.
And I'd like to thank the
Yeah.
members of the zoning board and the planning board that sat in with us. Carl Shane, Bruce West, Jay Boyer, Mike Tatro, and we've been at this for a long time. And it's finally gotten to the end, I hope.
Yes.
And I'd like to personally thank Bruce West, who's been there right from the beginning and was one of the major players. Thank you.
We think the whole committee. We know it's not always an easy subject to deal with, we understand that. But we thank everybody for their time.
I think I covered everything I think I want to cover. Do you have any questions for me, let me now, or give me a call,
I
send me
know,
an email?
man, I know a man over the corner knows where to find you.
You got it? Sure. And I'll look forward to seeing you at your August meeting.
We'll be here for September. We'll see you in August,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do the secret in August and see if we can get the public hearing scheduled. And think about it, you know, if you want to hold it on a separate night, we can do that.
Don't put something down, I mean, that's where we're all.
In August, we'll schedule in September.
Yeah, we need 30 days between the time you schedule. and the time.
Technically now, I just looked at the calendar, there's only like 27 days between the August meeting and September meeting.
We do need 30 days to elapse, so that may be, and you meet once a month?
Yes,
You don't-
Yeah.
but just the way it falls.
All right, so we may, that may be a very good reason to hold it other than your regular September meeting, hold a special meeting.
August is
So
the
we have that.
14th.
We want that 30 days to run.
And, pardon?
Our August meeting will be August 13th.
Yes, and the September meeting's earlier. The second Tuesday is
28 days.
28 days, really, kind of less than a month. Yeah.
So maybe the following week, we hold a special meeting.
That'll be fine.
for public hearing. Yeah, that sounds good.
September.
We'll make sure it's at least 30 days.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Nice job. Thank you, Bruce. You staying?
Do you have any of those, that you know, or something like that?
Yeah, I thought I sent it to you by email. You didn't get it?
No, I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I forwarded it over to you by email. But I'll check tomorrow again, and if not, I'll send it back.
Okay.
We have a lot of things on the table tonight. I think the first thing I need approval of June 11th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the June 11th meeting. I'll second that motion.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried.
I abstain, I was absent, so,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
We need a motion to approve the town clerk's monthly report.
Make a motion to approve the town clerk's monthly report.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any questions on the town clerk's monthly report? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Nice report, let's do it.
Okay. We're gonna violate something.
Four bills, for instance. Yep.
Thanks, sir. A little bit of action on that. The three billing reports for the utilities, I need to approve those.
Make a motion, we approve three billing report.
Do I have a second?
Yes, you do.
Second, thank you. Any questions on the utility billing, three billing report? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. The next thing is just the zoning board of appeals minutes.
That's that special meeting we were talking about with Scott Allen.
Yes.
So I thought he needed approval on that, that's why I put this in here. You don't need approval?
Approval for what now?
Approval for these minutes. This is that special meeting that Scott was talking about with the planning and zoning. Do the board need to approve those last minutes, or no?
I don't think so.
No? That was my understanding from his email that they did, but I could be wrong.
This is from the planning board. We will receive one, zoning board. We will receive one from the planning board. next
Well,
month.
no, this is the minutes from that special meeting that the planning and the zoning was supposed to
Okay.
both be there together, but they didn't show up. With Scott Allen, that special meeting, and I was my understanding that you guys had to approve
Okay, I
that.
have no problem if I get a motion to approve the minutes of a special meeting of the zoning board of appeals.
But the planning
The
board.
planning board has to approve them too.
Right, but they did pass, the zoning board did pass their part.
Yes, but the planning,
The
that
zo-
there wasn't enough members there, so
Right.
they meet this Thursday.
Right.
I don't
They
understand.
have to approve it.
I don't understand how we can approve somebody that, I wasn't at this meeting, I don't know if these minutes are accurate or not.
Well, apparently you can't do that, so.
Well, it was my understanding, I could
Right.
be wrong, but he sent me an email.
Yep.
And it was my understanding that you guys had, I should ask him when he was here, I thought you had to approve it, but if so, we'll just, I'll check, and next
Yep.
month. we can-
Okay.
Yeah, I think
All right.
that's the same with, on the same.
Okay, real property office, the work schedule here on Monday, every Monday they're in the building, not necessarily always in the building on Monday, they're out in the field sometimes doing evaluations. But they're always somebody in the office on Friday for any assessment, real property, issues that anybody might have on Fridays, there's always somebody in the building. Okay, the next thing is the Department of Taxation and Finance. We have 100% equalization rate, which is always good to know. That's just strictly for your information. Okay, they submitted tax parcels. I'll explain that the best I know. People that get exemptions, whether it be any type of exemptions, and they sell a property in the middle of the year, so to speak, or any time during the year, and the new person does not qualify for that exemption. Those people have to be rebuilt, so to speak, the new owners. Okay, that's strictly what that's about, okay? This is, I don't know if that's something we need to take action on, if that's strictly for information. Yeah, okay. So, anybody that buys a piece of property and they don't qualify for the exemptions, catches up with it, okay? Clinton County Health Department, the water disinfection system out in the garage here, we need to update that, do some extra work on that. Vicki, you might want to address that for us.
They've approved our plan, and the stuff is on order. I'm just waiting for the drainage repair to have the stuff supposed to be in within a week or so.
Okay.
The health department did approve the plan we submitted, so it's just a waiting game right now.
I do not have the approximate cost here. Do you have that?
Yeah, I've got the estimate.
Okay. Okay. Well, either way, it has to be done.
65 and change, I guess.
Okay,
something like that.
approximately 6,500.
So it's gonna consist, those prints that are in here, that's what it's gonna
Yes.
consist of, that
Yeah.
whole backflow?
Right, it's, I believe there's two filter media tanks, and then a backflow filter, and then they're gonna do some upgrades on the machine that we have, give us new bulbs and stuff.
So every amount of usage that we use is gonna be capable of handling?
Right. We're going from a 20-gallon tank to a 120-gallon tank. So in the wintertime, when they wash the trucks, and you get all the surge of water going through the system, it
Still
doesn't.
can handle it.
Yeah, correct.
I'm not questioning.
No, no.
Is this the same system that we were talking about,
Yes.
trying not to have to do?
Right. I looked around, I talked to a lot of different people, and,
I like the
you
word.
know, they all hemmed and hawed, and basically,
Yeah.
I mean, I talked to I don't wanna call them the salesman, because they always wanna sell you something, but these guys, you gotta trust somebody.
Yeah.
That's right.
And other than getting a written guarantee out of them, they're telling me that this is gonna work. They want it to work, because it's the product that they're selling. So, I got confidence. Unfortunately, it costs way too much money, but.
The capital road resolution. Do you have that, Julie? It's for $150,000?
No, it's, the first, it's $190,700. And then, that's in the first,
That's-
one.
Section one.
Yeah, section one. So it says the
Okay.
estimated maximum cost.
Yeah.
And then in section two, the sum of $40,000. And then the town in the principal amount of $150,700. And this is for 7 months from the date of the issue. in section 3 where it says the years is 7 months.
Cross that once.
7 months from the date of the issue.
That takes us up to next year's budgeting process, next year's budget, okay? Okay, I need a motion to approve.
When was the date? Right?
Yeah, it was approved. Takes approximately 30 days, I was told today, to get the actual note in place. It's, the resolution is made tonight, it has to be approved here today. Okay?
I make a motion to approve the resolution for the. Yep. Second that.
Motion in a second. Any questions on this one? I don't believe we need a roll call vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Now, we have a whole bunch of resolutions and memorandum of understanding. Julie's got some, I'm sure, and I got some here too, Julie. I think, yeah. This is a memorandum of understanding between us, the town, and the village of Champlain pertaining to grant for the water system. We just got this today. I need a motion to approve this memorandum of understanding. Okay? It's for design, construction, and sequence, operation of the shared water treatment and distribution system. Okay?
For a little,
It's a new water.
water product, yes. This is what Matt sent us today, right?
Yes.
Yes, exactly what it is.
Okay. If I could have a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between Village of Champlain and the town of Champlain.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any questions on this one?
I think I mentioned it, but I want to mention it again. I spoke with Greg Martin about this today, because this has to be signed by you and by Greg as well.
Yes.
And he's good with it also.
They haven't approved it yet, though, right?
No.
No.
I understand they're gonna have a meeting in a week or so. Do that, you might copy that and forward that to them, do it, please.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I'll take them as they come here.
You're gonna have a vote on that one.
Oh, I didn't look.
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. This is strictly for information only. I don't have one to deal with, that's, it's pertaining to the computer recycling recovery. After they pick up, a couple weeks later, I usually get a notice. They picked up on June 18th, and they picked up 4,600 pounds, almost 4,700 pounds of electronics. They were here today. I checked tonight when I got here, and the place is empty again. I knew they were coming today, but I did not see them when they were here. That's strictly for information. It's been, I'd say, more than successful. We're picking up 2.5 ton at a time, you know.
Are you aware of anything that's not supposed to be in there, that we're getting rid of ourselves?
No.
No, everything goes.
Rarely. I picked up a couple empty cardboard boxes out there and took it to the
Excellent.
convenience station myself, but it does not seem to be abused, and
That's great.
I think it's a great service.
They've come at least once a month since
Oh,
November.
at least, sometimes more than that, every 3 weeks sometimes. We have that list somewhere, but they're very pleased, and we are too, so it's worked well, there's no charge to the town on this, okay? I think you got this, I think I remember.
Yep.
You got that one? I think you got that one.
Yes. You got this one?
This is the one that just came on the internet today.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And we were understanding that they wanted us to sign tonight for the extra points.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Oh, that's what we just did.
That's what we just did.
Yeah, you could shift that one, okay.
Yep.
I think, okay, we've got two more here. I need a resolution by the town board of the town of Champlain to authorize Larry Barcom, town supervisor, to sign on behalf of the town board on all applications for the Northern Border Commission grant application for drinking water. I also have one for sewer, we need to take them separately. They need to be voted on, roll call vote. So I need a motion for the water one to apply, authorizing the supervisor to apply. This is through Bernie Carter.
I make a motion for the supervisor to sign for application of
The Northern Border Commission grant application. Okay?
Say that again.
I can't quite read it.
Say that again, I didn't get it.
I can't quite read it.
Northern Border Commission grant application.
Okay.
We are trying. I have a motion and a second on that, Julie?
Yes.
Okay. We need a roll call vote. I'll start the way they're not listed, the way we're sitting at the table, but Richard,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
John Cooper,
Aye.
Dennis Roberts.
Aye.
Aye to myself. Okay.
I'm gonna do the sewer district too.
All right, yeah, I gotta do one separately, so you doing that one, Julie?
Yeah.
Okay, now the next one's the exact same thing. It's authorizing the town supervisor to sign on behalf of the town board for all applications for the Northern Border grant application for wastewater project. There's two different projects, one for water, one for sewer. I need a motion, if that's the desire of the board.
Okay, for you, Richard.
Here, give me that, so
Good man. You're so close.
I make a motion for the town supervisor to sign on behalf of the town board for all applications of the Northern Border Commission grant application for wastewater project.
Second.
Thank you. We need a roll call vote on this one too. I guess we'll go the same direction. I don't have to list, Richard,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Dennis.
Aye.
Aye for myself, thank you.
That's the other one before.
Yes, yeah, sorry. It's what now?
Your names aren't on there, so we have to do that thing tomorrow.
Right, that's fine. Okay, Julie, I believe has got quite a few resolutions for us.
We got that, we got that other stuff that was on here.
Yeah, we got
Want to do
that.
that first?
I can have, this one, Alan, one on my top is the agreement for expenditures for highway monies. Alan has listed the roads that he wishes to pave this year. The Leggett, the Gokey Road, the Roxanne Road, and the Globe Road. He lists each one as, let's see, the whole.
Yeah, right up the top.
Okay.
Line one,
Yes,
number
yes,
one.
Yes, yes, thank you. It's, this is for blacktop, I'm assuming, Alan?
Yep.
Okay. It's $152,953 for 1.86 miles, am I
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
Okay. Some of these roads are really short, 200 feet. The longest one, I believe, is the Leggett. The Leggett Road is,
1 mile.
it's the part that we didn't do last year, so to speak.
The last of the last part of the ligament.
It's from, if I'm correct, from the Mason Road to Route 11?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we need to approve this and sign it. We'll do
Make a
that.
motion to approve the highway expenditures.
Second.
Any questions on this one? You did a good job of listing the tonnage, the number of tons and the money. Okay.
That was just all the culvert place down there. Changed everything over in that road. That's been the main reason for paving, so I didn't say that.
So I have a motion and a second on that, Dave? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'll pass this around, this needs to be signed, this is probably the only time I'll
Oh,
get you
I
one.
got to go over there.
What?
I have it.
Oh, you got one going?
Yeah, I got one
I'm
over
sorry,
there.
okay.
That's okay.
No, that's,
We gotta do the other one. Did you When you approved that, was it for all of them? Because there's two sheets there, one's for the.
Well,
I said highway
Total
expenditure.
expense, total expenditure.
Was that for both, okay?
that's four, there's actually 4 roads.
Okay.
Okay. I have no knowledge that we need to do them separately.
No, I didn't know that you had included the other
I
one.
mentioned them all, so.
Okay.
Uh, I have a letter here from the village of Champlain. It's to Alan. We're seeing, on behalf of myself, the superintendent, Mike Gallagher, and the village board, and the village residents, we would like to thank you for the gravel use and the use of your trucks to haul while we were preparing our streets for paving. Shared services such as this makes work less labor intensive and more efficient. Again, we appreciate your help. Just a letter from the village. Thank you, Alan. Okay, you all have that yet?
Yes.
Okay. We need to appoint, it's a recommendation that we appoint Tim Sierpinski for another 6-year term. Will expire in September of 2019. He's a real property person that we use here locally, that's applied through the county. We need to approve his appointment.
I make a motion to approve Mr. Sutton to another term.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to appoint Tim Sierpinski to a 6-year term, recommendation of the county. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm in favor, but how do you come up with 6 years? I don't know how much.
I can't tell you that.
I think it would be 2 or 4.
Yeah.
No, the county and real property director is also 6 years. I know that.
Change our
I don't know why that is, so I can't tell you that, Steve. I guess it just doesn't have to come back to us to talk. I can tell you. Julie,
Just curious.
You have your dog complaint log, it's called. The activity of our dog patrol officer. That's strictly for information. Okay. Julie, what do you got?
Okay.
A lot of things came in today. That's why I got one for you.
Okay.
And leave one without.
This is local law number 1, it's for the basis of best value.
Okay.
For the purchases. Purchase contract.
Basically, it's a fairly new law that came in effect to the New York State municipal law pertaining us to accept bids on low bid or best value. This is not something we were aware of until this past few months. If we had some other things may have turned out a little differently, but we need to approve this. Does everybody understand it?
Yep.
Alan, you understand that it pertains to your department mostly, not necessarily all of it. Does anybody have any questions?
I understand the fact that it came just a little bit too late.
Yeah, right.
For our sake, you know,
Yeah.
we're doing the best we can here.
See, this provision of this chapter applies to town purchases contracting involving expenditures of more than $20,000. Okay. Standard for best value. I need a motion.
I make a motion to adopt local law authorizing the award of purchase contracts on the basis of best value.
I second that.
Is there any questions on this? Local law, I need a roll call vote, you think?
Yes.
Okay. I thought so. There's no place for it, but we'll take a roll call vote. John?
Aye.
Dennis?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Richard?
Aye.
Aye, myself. Oh, okay. This is something I was not aware of until yesterday, when I spoke to the town attorney. It's a resolution designating a town officer for service of the notice of claim filed with the Secretary of State. Apparently, people can file a claim against a town or any municipality through the Secretary of State, and we have to designate a person to receive that from the Secretary of State, and that would more likely be the town clerk, which is the person that would come back to. Any questions? People understand it, or? This was on the recommendation of our.
I recommend the account appoint Julie Gaston, our town clerk, to receive notice of claim served by the Secretary of State by mail or email.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second that motion.
This is a resolution, do I need roll call on resolution, but
I would.
you would, okay? No problem with that. Yeah. John?
Aye.
Dennis?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Richard?
Aye.
I myself.
This is the map planning report.
This also came in today. Whereas the town board has previously requested Bernie Carr prepare a preliminary map plan report for information for the formation of the town of Champlain Water District number 6. Okay. This is something we've been waiting for. Need a motion to approve.
I make a motion, we accept the resolution, accept the map plan and report, the resolution for accepting the map plan and report for the new water district number 6.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. We need a roll call vote. I noticed on the third page. John?
Aye.
Dennis?
Yes, aye. Wasn't quite done reading them.
Steve?
Aye.
Richard?
Yes.
Yes for myself. Thank you.
Ayes and yeses, is that the same?
That's all you have? Seems like enough. Alan, any updates on highway reports or?
No, I'm pretty much caught up to get ready to pave. I got a little bit of work left to do in the Leggett Road, but the Cokie Road, the Roxanne Road, and the Globe Road are ready to pave, and I think we might be in luck. We might be able to start tomorrow afternoon.
What? So we might have some weather too.
Other than that, we're almost done mowing the first time around on all the roads.
Speaking of luck, we've been pretty lucky with our roads as far as flooding.
Yeah, there's minor things, a little bit here and over there, but nothing, shoulders, around culverts and stuff, but nothing washed out. Excellent. Other than that, that's about it. And I'm doing a motor job on that. Grade. We went to use the grader one day and antifreeze was leaking out of it. So I took the head off and I brought it down and get the head examined. It's not cracked. So I don't know.
It's not cracked?
I don't know yet.
Oh, you don't know
So
yet?
if it's cracked, I think it might be a little expenditure. Been around 79. Well, it's still in good shape.
No, no,
I mean,
right.
I'm not gonna put it aside because it's a
No, no.
motor. I mean, we can find, there's other means and ways of fixing that. It's a little expense. I mean, I wasn't expecting that.
Those things happen. You don't expect it. Okay? I was up on the Roxanne Road the other day, and it looks really good, ready to pave. It's gonna be a wider road.
Almost 18 foot.
It's
From
hardly-
14 to 18.
Yes. That'll look much better.
And the Leggett Road, part of it will be 24,
Okay.
section of it.
Nice.
That's good.
Very, very nice house.
Other than the bills, we need to approve the bills.
I've got two to read. Novatech, it's for $30. Looks like it's a disposable fee for Mike's old PC and for James' old accounting PC. And then we have Crystal Rock, Vermont.
Charge us to dispose of it when we got a
Yeah,
recycling
that's
bin right out here?
I don't know what the hell's up with that.
That's what it says. says.
How much did they charge us?
$15.
Don't forget it, we're not paying it.
That is son of a
I
gun.
stand by the door and collect $15 every time somebody goes in there.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you
It
this.
says on here, disposable fee for computer hardware.
Oh my
per
God, that's
component.
terrible.
They must wipe all the programs off of them.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
That makes more
it's,
sense.
As far as the thing itself, we can clear on that.
It makes a little sense right now, but I'm thinking,
Gee,
geez,
$700 a month we pay those guys, and they can't cover that? Come on. I vote no. I don't wanna pay that. No, we pay them $700 a month, no questions asked, just to be here on call. And they're billing us $30 to get rid of 2 computers? That's terrible.
Well, who would, Mickey just mentioned, they may have to clean them up before they.
So what?
I'm
What do we get
assuming
for
that, I don't know that.
What do we get for $700 a month?
I understand, okay? I understand, okay. And- Do I have a motion?
We have another bill.
Go ahead.
Crystal Rock, Vermont, for $38. It's for the water.
you feel we should question that bill?
I do.
I think it's a logical question.
It's to make a point more than anything. It's not just sliding by us and say, go ahead and pay it.
You can ask, you can make a motion to approve the bills, pulling that one out if you wish.
So moved.
Seconded. There.
Okay? I will have somebody or myself contact them tomorrow.
If it meant
I'll
just,
do it myself if you want me to. I'm the one that's stirring this pot.
No, that's fine. So
if
your,
it meant scrapping it, they could have just walked out.
your, your motion is to pay all the bills except that one.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have
Move
a,
for a second.
okay, thank you.
For Dawn.
Now, are we gonna hold that bill till next month?
Well, until we have a lawyer, get clarification on it, yes.
Right, so then it'll be held till next month.
It's only $50. I'm sure it's not.
Yeah, but-
covered.
We are approving, I assume the 700.
Are you're not paying any part of the bill?
And that's just the $30.
No.
That's just, yeah, that's an extra
That's just
bill.
a third-
That's an extra.
Just
that's
a
a
$30,
service.
okay, all right.
That's just this one. The other one's on that.
Okay.
I'm sure the 700 is.
Yeah, it's on the other
Okay.
one.
Okay, so that's a separate $30.
You have to
All
wait,
right.
almost for $30, I don't kill anybody, I guess.
No, not with that
And I
question.
understand your concern, I really do.
If it's scrap, absolutely, when we're sending 2.5 tons of scrap.
They'd have to have a good explanation of
No,
it.
that's, I'm agree with Steve, doesn't line up with what we're doing here.
Okay, I have a motion to pay the bills except the one for $30.
This was a good
We
clarification.
have a motion and a second, all right? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Do you have anything else to bring?
No.
What a board. I, like I'm forgetting something I can't.
I
You have something?
I do, I'd like to commend, you know, without stepping on anybody's toes and without, committing anyone, commend, I know Jane, Julie, Alan, and everyone who participated in making that real nice float that was in both parades. Very, very nice, without, and I know the guys in the shop helped, everybody that did, it was
It
really.
worked well, it worked well.
Very, very nice, very, very nice.
Still like Julie's idea though of us walking, handing out.
But we should have through Katie, because I heard a lot of them were.
Oh, absolutely. Poor little kids,
Yeah, I felt
absolutely, no,
bad.
you do.
Yeah.
Some little girl said she
And I
wanted to
don't
vote
think
for
this,
us.
Yeah, really, we lost a lot of votes, so.
I got kisses,
Yeah, you did all right.
Get some babies, I say.
but I would think, I don't care. What is somebody gonna do, arrest you?
I mean, if we would have threw it far enough away, it would
Absolutely.
have been fine.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Next time.
anything else? I have no reason for an executive session, that I know of.
The thing today, have you spoke about that? The executive session?
Sure.
Will you come in and visit me today? or-
No.
No, okay.
I already spoke to.
Okay, all right, okay.
If not, I need a
Just
mo-
covering, yeah.
Yeah. If not, I need a motion to adjourn.
You know, open it up, or
Pardon?
you guys, we have that.
Anything?
I was gonna ask a question after the meeting.
I was just curious when you mentioned the roads being paved, whatever happened with that Cardin, Dubois intersection?
I turned that over to the county, and they told me to contact the state. And when I got an answer back from the state, I mean, I'll explain it shortly. I have to redo that whole intersection. It's too wide to make, to make a stop sign there. So I don't know what to do with that.
Make a roundabout.
Good idea. We got a lot of them here.
I think we're gonna have two to be contended with. Start off with done two, then we'll go to the third.
Oh, yeah.
But something, we gotta come up with some idea, because that's, still remains a dangerous situation when you come over that Dubois Road. and
But what I'm gonna
west.
do, I got all the signs, now I got it mowed, I'm gonna put yield signs. Start off with that, put yield signs on the Dubois Road.
They wouldn't let us put a stop sign, right?
And the whole intersection's gotta be reconstructed.
It's an odd.
I mean, the guy that looked at it, I mean, he sent me a pamphlet there.
Yeah, I remember discussing this,
Gotta be, the whole thing's gotta
a
be
few months ago,
redesigned.
quite a few months ago, actually.
There's not a heck of a lot of traffic there, but all it takes is one.
Yeah.
But I try to keep it mowed, you know, before it was kind of crowded in that intersection, I mean, there was trees and brush.
You
I
cut the
took
brush
care
road back, didn't you?
I took care of all that. It's wide open now. And you can see from a good distance.
Okay.
But you always got the oddball car that can speed through there and don't stop at the stop sign and.
Oh, I could show you one.
Yeah. Well, I saw it today when I was mowing. Yeah.
Okay. If not, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you all for coming. We got through quite a few of this stuff.
You guys wanna sign the second one?